The Harold Shipman case is a harrowing example of what can go terribly wrong when doctors don't have adequate oversight from their colleagues. Harold Shipman was a general practitioner working in the UK. He was a serial killer with an estimated 200 to 250 victims, which is the largest number of victims of any serial killer in modern history. He operated by treating patients who were usually elderly. Essentially, he went about systematically murdering the patients that he was caring for, and he would get himself put onto the will of the patients that he was looking after before he would go and take their lives. The response and the public backlash from this case when it came about was severe, as it should have been, and the GMC responded by drastically changing their method of regulation for doctors who had been practicing for very long periods of time. There was a massive increase in the amount of scrutinization that doctors had in their practice many years after they had qualified, and this usually involved a contribution in reviews of their practice from their colleagues. So that was the most significant change in the way that doctors' practice was regulated in response to this. And again, there was a public inquiry similar to the Mid-Staffordshire crisis, so another independent government commissioned inquiry which investigated any learning points from this, and the findings in the inquiry found major flaws in the processes of death registration, prescription of drugs, and monitoring of doctors, and it recommended improvements in all of those. We don't have time to go into the full details of all of those recommendations, but if you feel you'd like to learn a bit more about this, feel free to go ahead and do a bit more Googling. Again, with these cases, it is usually how does the government and the NHS respond to these terrible events to learn from them and to improve future patient care.